Hey soul babes, welcome to the Essence Podcast. I'm your host Riss, and in this space, consider me your spiritual bestie here, helping you remember, reconnect, and rediscover your essence. And in this week's episode, I'm speaking on quality versus quantity. Yes, that is where life seems to be taking me these days, with seeing the difference between how we curate our life when it comes to being more intentional, being more present, and building more quality. I feel like a lot of us, we hear the word quality when it comes paired with time, quality time. We can see also be like quality food. So we get a sense of what quality really means, right? Like it's a sense of like you being intentional with what it is that you are doing or eating or who you're with and being present. I feel like quality and presence also carries an energy that connects each other. And then when I hear the word quantity and when I feel quantity, it feels like more. It feels like another one. And this, that, it's like a, I imagine that you're like in a cart online and it can tell you how many items you want, like what's the quantity. And you can say 1 or you can say like 20. And that's sort of what it feels like. It's like you have, when you are in this quantity space, especially when it comes energetically, like with thoughts or with doing, like a to-do list, there's so much that we take on and we build. We do, right? And that's sort of the difference of how I feel between these two. And how we choose to move, whether that be through quantity or quality, is up to us. I don't see that there is like a good or bad to these two ideologies. I really do feel like it's more of choosing what is necessary and needed for that moment, because yes, it is important to get through your to-do list and have a plan and like build the quantity of your lifespan, especially when it comes to abundance and certain things. But however, through that building, there's also this quality that must exist. There's also this part of it that must be able to have more presence and intention, so you know what you're creating. And that is what we're focusing on. So grab your tea, grab your crystals, whatever you need to get grounded, and let's dive in.
In your divine essence you shine. In your divine essence you thrive. I'm your host Riss, and you're listening to Essence Podcast.
Alrighty, soul babes. So as you can see, your girl does not have video for this episode, and that is intentional. Yes, I am practicing quality, especially with my podcast. I feel like I had been making episode by episode just to reach another episode, right? Like just to have quality in it, but quantity being the leader, because quantity, right? Like the more that we show up, the more that we post, the more that we share, like that builds momentum. Yes, it does. But then it also drains us, because it's like, wait a minute, like, is this exactly how we want this to go? Or is this like something we thought was what we wanted? So all in all, right now seems to be one of those questions for me, like taking a pause and being more with the quality side of things instead of quantity. And just to backpedal a little bit, these past few weeks, I have been offline, off of social media per se, and I have actually been liking it. I took a break before 4th of July to be able to just be with myself, to be present, especially on a holiday. And honestly, Again, yes, I really do like it, but I do find myself like wanting to take a photo of anything I'm around because I love my life and I want to share it. And then realizing that I don't have my Instagram. Particularly, that's what I use a lot more than TikTok, but I do have a TikTok, but Instagram is where I like to show up. And no, it's break time. And so one of the reasons why I stopped going onto social media for now, like just building that momentum of being offline and being present, is because I was also finding myself in a comparison mode. I have a lot of people that I follow on Instagram. I'd probably say like about like 80% of the people I follow, maybe even 85, almost 90, not really. But yeah, like between that like 80, 90 range, that big percentage of people that I follow are usually people that I have that are inspirational people to me. Like that I find are within the same category, the same community, the same aesthetic of what I choose to be and live and breathe in, aka spirituality, holistic wellness, creativity, like all of those pillars, those key words are like what I see on my social media. I love seeing enlightenment posts. I love seeing shadow work being posted. I like seeing different spells and witchcraft being shown and just different ways that I can be able to like be around in these communities. So, anywho, why I'm sharing this is because, yes, it becomes a bit of comparison when I'm on there too long. While I'm trying to water my own seeds, while I'm trying to attend to my own projects, I can look at these inspirational people and tend to feel a bit of comparison. Like they've made it really far. Like their tree has grown. It is not a seed anymore. Like it is literally birthing life and fruit, and everyone's eating it, and I'm eating it, and like I'm loving it. So why can't that be me? Like, why can't I have that? And it's like, internally, I know I can. So I boost up, right? I boost up the quantity of like, okay, more videos, post yourself some more, like use what they have as material to sort of like, create something out of that and like, and take that on as like part of like how you create. And so I'm following these footsteps and I love it because it did work for me in the beginning. I say that method of like trying on and being inspired and like copying, but not in a way that's like stealing, but more of like you're embodying. I think that's the word, not copying, embodying. You are embodying what they have because it could be you too. So there's that, right? But then to a certain point, when you are becoming your own person, when you're developing more of that skill to be uniquely yours, it's like that quantity takes a break, right? Like it takes a step back. You take a step back, not so much focus on quantity anymore, but now quality starts to pop in. This is where you are now more methodical about like, okay, what really am I creating? And what does my voice really sound like? What does my project really look like from my lens? Not from what I've captured through the inspiration, not what I captured through learning from a teacher, but like what exactly works for me. And that can be hard to do when you're in the midst of everyone talking, everyone being the teacher, like everyone showing you. And not necessarily that like they are the teacher anymore for you, but it's just hard to like define that line. It's also being able to make your own decision and like what is, again, now your truth. So not only am I feeling this comparison through like people online, but I was also feeling this comparison with my boyfriend. Like I was really feeling this like, well, he's got it figured out with like his methodical plan and how he shows up every day. Meanwhile, I'm on the other side of like, okay, what works for me? Like, because his airy ways do not work for me. He's an Aquarius. I'm a Capricorn. I work in a very different way. I eat differently from my boyfriend. My boyfriend loves to snack and he can like poop it out like the next second. Meanwhile, for me, I can only have like one good meal and that will be it for me. I mean, I don't just need one, but sometimes, yes, I only need one and like a smoothie to like hold me down. Other times I'll be a lot more hungry. But again, that's my own rhythm and he has his own as well. And so when it comes to wanting to build more quality with my life instead of quantity, of like taking in everything that I could possibly learn, I've had to have this moment to step back. I've had to see more of what quality looks like for me. What does quality feel like? What does Riss want to say on her podcast? Like, what is it that she really wants to share? And to be honest, I started to hear my voice on like how I've shared past episodes and like my intro. I love what I'm sharing and I love what I'm doing, of course. That's number one. But there is also this underlining word of like, okay, are those words of like how I'm showing up really matching how I continuously want to show up? Like maybe they worked for maybe that episode or this episode, but like, do I have to keep that on as quantity for every single episode? And the answer for me was no. No, girlfriend. Like you don't ever have to stay the same. Like you have the opportunity to change, to dabble, to tweak it, to make it more of where you're at. And I think that's what we forget, especially when we're building quantity, is that like we think like, okay, this is it. This is who we are. This is what we got. Now let's duplicate it. Let's make it again. Let's make it again and again because that was a hit. And it's like, to some extent, that doesn't always work for projects because eventually we're going to want something new, something fresh. And even if I'm thinking of like, I'm imagining Portos as I say this, like, like their type of, family owned chain that ends up making the same delicious meals since I don't know when they opened back in like the 60s, I think. I don't quote me on like when they opened, but they've been around for a long time here in Southern California. And they make the bomb desserts. And it's like, that's their recipe. That's what works, right? But I'm pretty sure like what has grown and what has made it more quality is like their facility, the way that they hold themselves, the way that they hire their employees. Like they obviously also grow with the time frame of things, so it's up to date, so it feels alive and well for the next generation to come, for the next generation to enjoy. So that's the thing, right? Like we are always evolving and growing in every moment. So that means that in those certain times when we are having to take that step back and just remember who we are, that takes more quality time to be with that seed, that quality time to be with that project, with that relationship, with that intention that you built. Even that intention can include going to the gym. That intention can include how you're eating. And that rhythm may had worked to build quantity and like results. But then at some point it's like, it can be mundane. It can feel flat. It can fall into like comparison. Like, what's the problem here? Like, why isn't my seed growing anymore? Why isn't it bearing fruit like that other person? And this again is why we come back to quality. What a journey life can be. Just like the moon, we are constantly going through phases, being asked to pause, grow, take leaps of faith, and surrender to the process. And while we're moving through our cycles in our personal life, there's something magical about being a part of a tribe that just gets it. A community where you can fully be yourself while gathering with like-minded souls who are also nurturing their spirit and moving through life with intention. That's why my mom and I created Sacred Circle, an online bi-weekly gathering held on Zoom for those craving deeper connection, spiritual support, and soulful community. Inside the circle, we create magic. We move, we breathe, reflect, and most importantly, honor the alchemists that we all are, turning our personal experiences into medicine and truth. It's a grounding check-in with our soul that happens twice a month. If you've been looking for a spiritual community to connect with, click the link in the description to sign up for our next Sacred Circle gathering, and let's honor our journeys together. I don't feel it's ever boring when spirit speaks. Like, I think honestly, I know this for sure in my own experience, is that when I receive these pings and these like synchronicities and these like feelings from spirit, which is from like the universe, I love to call the universe spirit. And when I feel spirit moving through me and sharing things with me, it's always so fun and playful. And one of the things I received while pondering upon quality versus quantity and living into that, taking the break from social media, was this particular song called Cool Cat. The song is by Queen, but I've been listening to the cover song of this one. It's by, I think her name is Mayata. I believe I'm pronouncing it. But it's the Cool Cat song. So it's like, 'cause you're a cool cat, tapping on your toes with your new hat. Ooh, and it's all right. So there's this part where it's like, you need to slow down. Oh, you need to slow down. Something like that. And I freaking, like, out of nowhere, like I was hearing that song over and over again. And then out of nowhere, it started to click to me. Oh, spirit is telling me to slow the freak down. Like, slow your ass down. And that's what led into my social media break. That's what led into me seeing again the word quality versus quantity is like, okay, what this is sharing is like, slow your ass down. Like, what I feel happens also when it comes to the quantity of things is like, we literally have a monkey mind that goes on and on and on. And I imagine that it's like swinging across like tree to tree, or it's even, it even looks like that scary monkey that has the like symbols, you know, the little yeah, you know what I mean? That scary monkey. They even show it on Toy Story where it's like, has those loud percussion things hitting each other. And, anywho, what I'm sharing is that this monkey mind can go on for hours and hours about either the to-do list. It can hold on to some fears. It can stop you in your tracks. It can throw in some doubt. It could be like the ideas are all over the place. The energy is all over the place. It's like moving. And so that's what happens, like, I feel with quantity, is that it's like more, like this and that, like do. And that's where the quantity, when it gets overly excited, when it gets out of hand, that also, my beautiful besties, is when we are to ground, to be able to root ourselves back into this present moment, to be able to take the time to breathe, to sit with what is. Yes, we have so many things we got to do every single day. And yes, we may be so ambitious and passionate about the things that we want to see grow into momentum, that we want to see make money, that we want to see have very beautiful fruits, especially within relationships. Like, yes, we want it to happen, but it's not always going to happen at the speed of light. A seed does not grow at the speed of light. Even a tree, I look at the trees in my neighborhood and I'm like, wow, I've been here 5 years in the same place, and that tree is finally being able to give shade. Like it's finally big enough to maybe cover half a car's like right side. Like it's not even big enough to cover the full car to like keep it shady. So that's what I'm saying. Like things take time, and that monkey brain will like to say, no, it needs to happen now. It needs to work now. And so when we are able to realize that quality of it, when we are able to realize there's intention with it, we can slow it down. We could take that deep breath. We can be patient with ourselves. And in the meantime, we can also work on different ways that can help us calm down the monkey mind. And that has been one of my biggest intentions, especially for this season in summer, is to be able to slow down my monkey mind, to slow down the sense of constantly wanting to build quantity and rush and make my seeds grow. Instead, just be patient with what I have. And one of the last things I want to share is like I pulled this card called Clear, Cancel, Delete. This is an Oracle deck. It's the Oracle deck's name is Angel Therapy, and that was a card that I pulled. It was Clear, Cancel, Delete. And it's this practice, this spiritual practice of being able, just like you would on a computer, right? Like you can delete something, you can Control Alt C, all right, Control Z, like go back, like there's things you could do energetically wise that work. Not that you can Control Z your life and your experiences, but more so the energy that it created. So when I think about something that's causing the monkey mind to go crazy, whether that be a fear, a doubt, or just some type of like negative talk I give myself, I've been utilizing this card by literally, as soon as that fear or doubt comes up, I'm saying clear, cancel, delete, and I'm rubbing my wrist. Yes, so this is part of the practice, rubbing your wrists, either like with your fingers on one wrist, or you can be rubbing your wrists together, like both of your wrists just gliding together and saying clear, cancel, delete. And to be honest, it has been working. And there are things you really can't explain in life, but the energy is like intentionally being shared because it works. And this was one of them. Like knowing that just as much as my monkey mind likes to run amok, I have the power and the ability to tell it to calm down, to release those thoughts, those run amok energies. Like they do not have to stay. They can actually be transmuted. And that's the most powerful thing we as creators, as human beings get to do, is we get to see, okay, we're swaying too much to this side. We're doing too much of that. And like, okay, how do we come back into alignment? How do we come back to what's truly ours? And it's with those beautiful quality moments that you get to find your way. You get to find what works for you. And I think it's the most powerful thing you could do. And it really becomes such a beautiful result of great change that occurs. So I hope this message finds you well, Soul Babe, and that you will get a moment this season in summer to be able to reflect on what quality looks like for you, and also seeing where are you building too much quantity that you maybe don't necessarily need to at this moment. Like you've done your part, you've shown up, you've done it all. Like you've made the quantity happen. But maybe right now it's not about quantity, but maybe it's about quality. And just give yourself a moment to reflect on that, to write it down and to just see what that feels like for you. It's a practice I've been doing every morning now that I'm journaling, and I'm going to be starting the Artist Way, a book club soon, next week on Tuesday. And I am excited to start journaling and to start like getting back into being intentional about writing my thoughts. And yeah, it's going to be very good. So if you would like to hear more about being in your essence, soul babe, be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Essence of Riss. And if you would like to hear more episodes about being in your essence, you can find my podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. And I'll see you in the next one, soul babes. Bye for now.